I mean, you would have never convinced me that my son would have been a heroin addict. What happened with Tyler is he broke his right arm 4 times, and he had 2 surgeries on his right elbow. The first surgery was at age 11, and the second surgery was at age 18. And ultimately, he got addicted to the opiate prescription pain pills, which led him to heroin. 4 out of 5 heroin users first began with the use of opiate prescription pain pills. And as a community, we have to understand, how did we get to the worst drug epidemic in the history of our country? Tyler is the face of today's heroin addict. This epidemic has no socioeconomic boundaries. It's not an inner city drug. It is in every community, it's in every neighborhood, it's in every church, it's within every employer. It is real, and it's not going away anytime soon. We don't need judgment, we need love and compassion. And I think that's how we get to real solutions on the epidemic. Right now in the state of Ohio, they're saying there's 200,000 people addicted to heroin. So we have to, as a community, we have to develop, 1, more treatment facilities. Right now, 1 in 10 who raise their hand, who say I have a problem, get into treatment because there's not enough treatment facilities, okay? 2, I kind of do it treatment, residential housing, and then aftercare, and I think those are the 3 things. So, you talk about residential housing or you talk about sober living homes, everybody says, oh, that's great, but not in my neighborhood. We need long-term treatment. The only treatment we currently have in the county is up to 90 days. We need long-term treatment. All scientific research says it takes up to at least a year for your brain to begin to heal off opiates. We don't have nothing like that in the county, okay? We need to develop a long-term 12-month treatment program. The biggest part of this is aftercare. So what happens is somebody can get detoxed in 3 to 5 days, and then let's just say we can get you into a treatment program for another 30, 60, 90 days, all right? Then what do? We tap you on the butt and we say good luck. Now come on, that person isn't ready. He's not ready, okay? We have to develop aftercare programs to stand with, help, and support our folks that are in recovery. If you lose a child, you're devastated, you're paralyzed, whether it's to any cause. The difference with losing a child to a drug overdose is the stigma that's associated with this. And so parents and families are bringing additional luggage to the table in addition to losing their child. And hope is a big part of this. See, and I think that's what we try to do with our story, is we try to say, hey, we need to push back. We need to offer hope. This is not an easy fix, but I believe the only way we're going to solve it is as a community, coming together as a community, thinking out of the box, trying to come up with different ideas, no longer let and accept for people to fall in the gaps. No longer let that happen, and we should not accept it. And I'll just give you an example of that. So at the time of my son's death, we had 21-day inpatient treatment, 2-time lifetime, okay? So that means Tyler could go into 21-day treatment 2 times for his entire life, and that's it. We exhausted that, okay? Then financially, we put him in treatment. Then we became exhausted, where we can no longer afford it on our own. At the time of Tyler's death, he was put on a 3-week waiting list in Summit County before he could get help. During that time, he overdosed and died. Now listen, if you have cancer, if you have heart disease, if you have diabetes, you go down to the doctor and you start getting treated. You don't stand in line and you don't wait for 3 weeks before you can get help. That's unacceptable. Now the county's done a great job. The ADM board's done a great job. We're not in that position right now, which is great, okay? But we got to fill the gaps. We got to fill the gaps. And the thing that I think we can do as a nonprofit organization is we lived in the gaps. So we know what they are. I live there, okay? So we're trying to come up with solutions to fill the gaps. We don't need to duplicate services. We need to increase services and add new services and fill the gap. And so therefore, we need to be talking about what does that look like for our county? What does that look like?